Your brother was lost thanks to the deceit and treachery of your enemies. Now, the weight of your bloodline lies on your shoulders.
Crusader Kings 3 is created by Paradox Development Studio and distributed by Paradox Interactive. On March 29, the business will also release it on the Xbox Series 10, the Xbox One, and the PlayStation 5. I am currently playing it on Steam and the PC. This is a grand strategy adventure with a strong emphasis on role-playing. It is possible to plan a murder, which is unethically wrong and causes excessive stress, but certain rulers can find enjoyment in doing so. Or perhaps the best course of action is to encourage your culture to learn the benefits of primogeniture while embracing fragmentation and the opportunities it presents until your heir has the lunatic trait and you have to seriously consider assassination again. Paradox Development Studio and Paradox Interactive are the companies behind the creation of Crusader Kings 3. On March 29, the firm will also release it on the Xbox Series 10, Xbox One, and PlayStation 5. I am currently playing it on Steam and the PC. There is a strong emphasis on role-playing in this grand strategy experience. Either in 867 or 1066, players can choose a ruler to play as. Players can select from 5 scenarios, each of which features a different important historical character. But I prefer to just choose one of the start dates and then scan the globe for intriguing locales or intriguing minglings of culture and religion. Crusader Kings 3's emphasis on interpersonal interactions and the development of the ruler and his dynasty makes its role-playing components evident. The game also has a ton of narrative, most of it excellent, and several events, both isolated and related in sequences. In contrast to Europa Universalist or Hearts of Iron, rulers in this game do not have unquestionable control over a state. They must deal with lieges and vassals. Large amounts of power can be exercised by religious leaders and their proxies. Because of disparities in culture or belief, the populace may revolt. Dukes form gangs to pressure kings into taking particular measures. Plan of other rulers and courtiers. The player can start plots to try and expand his kingdom as well as control it. In Crusader Kings 3, the most significant characters are secretive. Once you identify one, you might attempt to use blackmail to gain access to a hook. A political entity or a particularly strong figure can then use it to force courses of action and shape the possibility space. The player is presented with many different ideas during the game. While rulers have stress that must be managed, they also experience lifestyle-based power gains. Religion and culture can be shaped to support particular play styles. There are certain event sequences that can produce some incredibly bizarre outcomes and significantly change the game's balance. I adore Crusader Kings 3's role-playing features and the way it humanizes politics. However, because of this focus, some parts seem less intriguing. War is less about actual movements and tactics and more about planning and alliances. Even a strong emperor occasionally has no choice but to leave his own family unprotected. A greater balance is also required between the costs and benefits of prestige and money. An event can provide a little monarch with as much money as 10 years' worth of taxes. The price of a pet can make up a significant portion of the overall budget for large courts. Computer-controlled opponents frequently make poor decisions and frequently lose due to realm fragmentation. However, despite the unending options that CK3 always presents, I frequently continue playing even when I observe other rulers making unbalanced or foolish decisions. Yes, I did lose half of my kingdom because I lacked the courage to kill those children. Let's see what the upcoming generation is capable of. Even if it is nothing, it will be enjoyable. The most visually stunning game Paradox has ever produced is Crusader Kings 3. The painted map appearance is stunning but not the best at conveying information. Utilize the various available overlays to gather information about your realm and other realms, and zoom in for additional terrain detail. The ability of tooltips to nest inside one another is a genius method to provide the player who needs it with information and assistance. The contextual menus also deserve praise. There are numerous map modes and options for adjusting the player's view and timing. Given the tens of hours I've already spent with the grand strategy game, the soundtrack is excellent enough to never replace with one's own music. Crusader Kings 3 offers solid gameplay and production values, but what makes it stand out is how it relates to the time period it portrays. The role-playing and personality aspects of the experience feel accurate to how most players envision the time period between 867 and 1453. The Paradox book also manages to be a great starting place for learning more about the time period, its important characters, and its social dynamics without making an effort to be educational. The developer studio has performed admirably in terms of post-launch assistance. Of course there is downloadable material, but there are also frequently released free patches that enhance systems and fix flaws. However, both the immersion and balancing departments still require improvement. Crusader Kings 3 is a fantastic game for telling and enjoying stories, and I'm looking forward to seeing how Paradox will give its many mechanisms more nuance.